Hey guys, it's Jamie with GettingCrafty.net. Did you know that there's a reason to celebrate every single day of the year? Today is World Ocean Day, so I created what is this really fun card with a little bit of a spin. So when you look at it, those waves are going to crash up. So let me see if I can do it on video here, just like so. So we're going to go ahead and using the new holographic foil sheets that are part of Stampin' Up, we're going to create with the Waves of Inspiration set and the Waves dies to create this sweet little effect with some fun coloring. Let's go ahead and jump in right now. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell because we want you to join us all week long as we create and connect over card making and crafting. Let's go ahead and jump in right now. So embracing the love of the holographic, I was playing around with this design sent to me by my friend Lindsay, and I love a little fun fold. I also love the celebrating things in life. And here our waves dies really are magnificent, especially when you embrace the holographic specialty papers like you see here. I have 2 of the 3 collection right before us. This is like capturing the rainbow and this is like capturing the waves. And I love both of them. And I did use both of them on here, which is sometimes with the smaller die cut can be challenging to see that there. Now I see I did some kind of errors, so I have a fix for that, but this is a sweet little card that I'm gonna be sending to a friend of mine. And I love, love, love that the waves will stand up. So if you look there, again, the waves stand up. You can see all the measurements for this on my blog and the supplies, link in the description below and at gettingcrafty.net. So let's go ahead and create right now. Now I figured out what I did wrong on the first card. We're gonna grab an extra large sticky note that you guys see right here. And we're grabbing our 2 3/8 circle punch. And we're gonna go up as high as you can right there and punching that out. And that's really not going to be necessary for anything at all. Also, we're going to use this in a little bit. We don't need it quite yet because we're going to do the die cutting. I love, love, love these waves. I'm a California girl, born and raised in California. So this is a great nod to always going to the beach with my family. My kids are little beach lovers. My daughters and I have decorated with some of the different beach themes in our lives. I love it. So we're going to go ahead and die cut that really quickly. I also did grab, which is funny because I lost one of them on my table. I started applying adhesive and put it over, and I think I put something on top of it and it disappeared. We're going to grab these 2 clouds that come in the die set. And instead of doing both, I'm going to actually save one of these and capture this one with the waves. I don't know that it's significant and it's showing, but look, it's like capturing the most beautiful rainbow in the most cool design. Now, if I were using this on a large project, it might be overwhelming. I recently just did some cards with some of my stamping friends where I did embrace a little bit more of that. Again, it's a lot when it's a large amount of it. So we're just going to use one, and this does a lot of die cutting out of it. So I'm going to end up layering it here. Again, all the measurements for this are on my blog at gettingcrafty.net, and I'll put it through my die cut machine with these 2 clouds right now. So when I'm die cutting, I have a tendency to use one plate over and over for the bottom piece of my platform. And then I keep one that's less die cut on the top. And then as this one goes bad, I will swap them out. I highly encourage anybody that has a die cutting machine to have extra plates on hand at all times, just because sometimes they get stuck and you don't know like what to do with that. And then I store it on my shelf. So I love that our die cutting machine closes up, but I have a tendency to leave it open with the plates put in, which helps to encourage it to go back to its like being shorter, right? Okay, so here we go with our cardstock. And remember, I have our really cool little circle punch right here. We're going to want to cover as much of this as we can. So I'm gonna come down. And does the circle have to be straight? No, not at all. I have a tendency to be a little OCD about certain things, not necessarily that. So that's just for your guys' heads up. I can see through here. What my goal is I want the waves crashing in front of it. Now, OCD happening. Okay, let me show you what's gonna drive me nuts is it's not the center. And I really, really, really like it to be in the center when I'm doing something like this. So I'm gonna grab a measuring ruler. I'm sure they all measure, Jamie. Okay, so you can actually come in and do a lot of different stuff, but I'm gonna go in halfway to the card, and then I'm gonna grab a pencil, which I always keep pencils on hand right here. And I'm just gonna kind of put a little dot, just a little one, right there. So I know I'm kind of in the middle of where I am. That will pretty much disappear, and if you want, you can always use an eraser afterwards to erase that. There is no shame in that, and it'll make me just happier. And you guys, crafting is all about making yourself happy. Happy, happy, happy. There we go. It looks pretty centered. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now that it's on, if I wanted to, I can come in and just quickly, with a white eraser, try not to use a colored eraser if you're using a pencil at all on your projects. So we're gonna set aside my pieces. Then I've grabbed out of the Brights collection several ink pads. I'm going to be using my Stays On Jet Black ink for the greetings, but I am going to be using Daffodil Delight, Coastal Cabana, and the new Azure Afternoon to create this. Yellow and blue makes green. So what does that mean? Often the ocean is not as blue as you think. It's often a different, almost like a brown sometimes, depending on what is in the water. So that's kind of interesting, right? Now I'm going to take a extra like scrap of paper here, just something that will kind of self-stick. I'm going to grab another sticky note. Why? Because then I don't have to fight anything. That's just basically why. And I can use this sticky pad again for anything I want. So here we go. Is that straight? No, it's not. Does it have to be? No. Remember, we talked about this. So one of the things I like to do is grab the corners of an ink pad that you can see there, much like the Coastal Cabana we're grabbing, and I come off of the paper and I work my way on. Work my way on and in. And extra is more. Don't be ashamed of really going coat upon coat upon coat. The better way to get rid of those splotches is to come off of the paper rolling in right there. And I find sometimes with sticky notes that they do curl up, kind of annoying, right? I don't know necessarily. I mean, this is a high reputable brand of what I'm using. I find it worse with like off brands, which is always, you know, but they're prettier usually. Like the ones that roll up when I'm crafting, or I use sticky notes a lot because I have a tendency to write everything down. So there you go. That's going to be our ocean with the Coastal Cabana, and then I'm going to cover that up right there. And I'm going and still revealing a little bit of the Coastal Cabana. Why? Because your colors are going to blend here, and you don't want such a harsh line on it. So we're going to grab the Daffodil Delight. And I noticed this is really curling. How weird, because it didn't do it. Well, I guess it is on the other. Huh. Okay. Again, I dig into the corners. The reason being is there's an extra amount of ink that does not get used when you're stamping in the corner of your ink pad. So come in off of the paper and work your way kind of up. We're looking for that sunset, sunrise, sun impression of the sun there. You can really go with a lot of colors with this project. It's not going to diminish. You could do a larger circle if you wanted to, right there, and really blend it in. Our blending brushes are a really fine, thousands and thousands of little bristles there. And we're going to kind of move that up a little bit. I want a sharper yellow towards the bottom. And then we're going to take that Azure. Do you guys say it differently? Azure. Depending, I'm sure, what language you are. I speak a few different languages, not all fluently. But I have a passion for linguistics. I think they're really neat. So come in, but watch that you don't exceed the sticky note, right? That's what I did on my first card where I was playing with it. I had this design. Lindsay sent me a different card and saying she wanted to create something like this with a different pattern and a different brand. It was just kind of mulling what I was going to create today. And I have a friend who's kind of going through a situation. So I thought she should get a card. Like, she should be encouraged. And that's why we do what we do. I've been praying for her, that kind of thing, right? And you can really dig in with this. Don't be ashamed of giving it a nice firm line where your punched circle is. There you go, really kind of go hard on that line. All right, now one of the things that you can do as well, since we have a surface right here and you want to add a little extra, right? So you say you want to add a little extra. What I would do is grab a Wink of Stella glimmer brush right here. Oh, see, that is pretty harsh. We don't want that. Ooh, no, I don't like that at all. So let's fix that here. Let's go in with that azure and just blend out that line. I might have ruined that. Oof, I hope not. Right? Oh, wow. I did do it really firmly here. Oh, goodness. Let's see, how's that going to come out? Well, it's not horrible. Maybe it's a little bit more detail-y than I was expecting. So you can do a couple different things with Wink of Stella. It is a glycerin-based brush with a sparkle inside of it. So to blend it more, what you can do is literally paint across it. And that's going to blend the edges that you see there. And it's not a chunky glitter. Micro fine, really beautiful. And we're going to soften out those lines that I apparently messed up on. Have you ever just screwed up on a card and you're like, I don't care anymore? I will sometimes make a card 10 times to get it right. And sometimes I'm like, well, she's probably not going to notice. She's probably just going to enjoy the fact that I'm sending her a little bit of love. So there we go. Are you ready for the big reveal? Now, the big thing with this here is to make sure you brush it off until there's no color that's coming off of the brush, because it will carry a color for a period of time. So here we go. Super pretty, but I see a small line. Oh, bummer. What are you going to do? Not cry. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to fix that just a little bit. And you could have taken a whole sheet of, now that sticky note was not a whole sheet of the cardstock. And so when I did it the first time, if you see here, there's a really fine line where I blended off the side. And I don't think, again, anybody's gonna hate this at all. Even though I stamped it twice, I don't think it's hideous. I really, really don't. It would be a great encouragement for somebody out there who might need it. So we're gonna take our bone folder and make a nice firm impression. And then we have this second impression here. And this is my little trick for you guys. Go backwards and forwards. And you're wondering why. Well, it's an interactive card. And if you've already manipulated the fibers for whoever's going to be receiving it, now it's a little bit softer in their need for it. Now I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, and we're going to grab both of these waves. And what did I do there? Interesting. We're going to pick it up with my Take Your Pick tool. We're going to punch out all of our little hanging chads really quickly. We're also going to grab our clouds. Why? I already lost one, you guys. I don't want to lose another. And aren't those really, really beautiful? So awesome. So you can just punch those little pieces out. And the only pieces getting adhesive are going to be the bottom of the waves, which does not make this like super steady card. So it's delicate because you have this really micro fine wave action, right? And so you want to be careful when putting it inside of an envelope. That's basically what I was going to warn you guys. We're going to take our liquid adhesive, the multi-purpose liquid adhesive, and we're just going to put adhesive, and don't squish it too thick. I remember talking with one of my stampers, Julie, and she was like, it always gets everywhere. And then she showed me, she was like gooping it. Less is more. You guys, less is more with this. There we go. We're going to place that down with our waves. And you don't want to exceed that because you want it to be able to still have that fold. That's the big part of this here. Set aside your pieces. You can incorporate them on something else should you wish. I think they're really, really, really pretty. And I've done wave projects before at a recent class, even with these same dies, where we did incorporate them, like the background pieces, in the project. It just gave it more oomph of the wave. So I've added some here, but the ends, it's really important that you get the ends right there. And then I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Boom, 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 zoom, zoom. There you go. We're going to place that directly over the first one and then put it down and kind of hold it, but take those extra pieces and pull them down. Use take your pick tool if you're like stuck dealing with your own fingernails, and then hold them down for like a count of 5, 6. Like, it's nothing huge, right? Oh, isn't that already really beautiful? Can you see through the waves, the little wink of the ocean? It makes me super happy. Then we have our tiny little mini Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to go ahead and get these turned around. I have acrylics. I've learned how to craft with acrylics, and I love my take your pick tool for that very thing. And this is where I kind of screwed up, you guys. I've sworn I looked for the missing one minutes before I started filming because I wanted to see if this would actually come out. And I took the backings off, and when I did that, I think that's where it like grabbed onto something. And I do like the pokey piece here, this piercing tip. But I also like the little spatula. It's up to you. And I have a little bit of adhesive on my fingers from applying those down. I will give you a warning. I do not keep baby wipes in my stamping at all. I think it's terrible for your stamps. Even the natural ones, there's chemicals in them to help clean a baby's bottom. And those can deteriorate your stamps. You just don't want to do that. Okay, so then we're going to grab that Stays On Jet Black ink. Not only does it smell like almonds, it is one of my favorite inks for using with red rubber. Our friendship is a thing of beauty. And I'm going to put it in here on the Coastal Cabana cardstock. So pretty. And then, if you can see from here, I tried the Azure Afternoon on top, and it got lost. So then I tried to double stamp it with the Stays On, and it creates a shadow. Not hideous, not my favorite. So what we're going to do is just stamp it straight up. Right here. Your strength is an inspiration, and everything my friend has been going through has been massive. Horribly, horribly massive. So I want to just give her a lot of encouragement. My cousin's been going through a lot as well. I want to send them a little love here. And I see it's kind of creating a little line because it's tiny. And odd numbers are best. Right there. All right. Set aside my ink pad because I'm really good at getting my hands into it. So what we have here is we're going to place down our clouds, and the line is there. So you can kind of distract by moving these in a different area. There. Isn't that stunning? I love it. Now, what we need to do with this Coastal Cabana really quickly is we're just going to put some dimensionals across the back, and we're going to put it down. This is like an easel card, but the only piece that's standing up is the waves. And so if you've ever been to the beach, having grown up in California, near the beach my whole life, the waves are so soothing and cathartic, and it's been proven to be near water is actually really good for your soul. So really good for your spirit. And so I'm going to send a little bit of water to my friend here. And then this is our card, as you see right here, and then it will fold up, and you want to, and I would put a note in here about folding the ends, but then that's what this is going to come out like. You can see that there. And then it will fold flat to go into an envelope. You have some sparkle. The lines have really softened out behind it, and I love the dynamic of those holographic waves. I love, love, love how this came out. And today is World Ocean Day. It's a great way to acknowledge the beauty to which this world has and send somebody some encouragement. What do you think? Do you love this card as much as I do? I really do. I think it's super fun and oh so easy. Comment and let me know what you think of this card right there. It's a wave, you guys. You can see through the waves. I can see you. Look at that. So cute. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell and join us as we create all week long, and we're live on Tuesdays. And then let me know, what is your favorite part of this card? What do you like the most? Is it the coloring, which I totally screwed up on? Is it the wink of Stella to blend it out? Is it the combination of the set, or is this gorgeous holographic specialty paper? And catch these upcoming videos. I think they're fabulous, and I think that you'll enjoy them as well. And let me know what you think. All of the supplies for this are on my blog at gettingcrafty.net. And remember that every day there is some reason to celebrate life, because life is worth celebrating, and so are you. Mwah! God bless. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.